Hi friends, hope everyone is doing good. So today's recipe is one of our favorite South Indian breakfast, that is Pesarattu. This is one of my home's favorite breakfast, especially my daughter loves it. So today I'm going to show the regular pesarat without upma, because many times you get pesarattu and upma also put on top of it, but this is just the pesarattu. And then along with it, I'm also going to show you two different types of chutneys that goes very well with this. So before we get into the recipe, let me show you something. So today one of our friend gave us some vegetables, that is kaddu, and then look at this. This is such a huge kaddu. I've never seen such a huge kaddu in my life. So I just wanted to share this with you. So that's just a glance of my backyard and vegetable garden. Can anyone guess what plant this is? This is called gongura. In Andhra, we use a lot of gongura in different curries. That's the guava tree, and this is, look at how beautiful this flower is. It's zinnia, deep purple color zinnia. So to begin with, here I have taken about 2 cups of green gram, which I have soaked it overnight. Traditionally, what people do is they will add equal amount of rice and green gram. For example, if you have 1 cup of green gram, they add 1 cup of rice and soak them together. But here I'm going to add, in my recipe, instead of soaking the rice, I'm going to add some rice powder that makes the pesarattu a little more crispy. So make sure you soak it at least for 6 to 8 hours, or overnight would be the best. And see how soft it is, otherwise it'll become very difficult for you to grind. So along with this, I'm also going to grind about 1 teaspoon of zira, lots of curry leaves, some ginger, and I have here taken a couple of green chilies. You can adjust the green chilies according to your taste, and all this together I am going to grind into a smooth paste or batter. After the first batch, I have some more left, so I'm going to add rice flour to this. Here I'm taking about taking a very large spoon and adding approximately about 1 cup of rice flour. Now add rest of those ingredients and grind them together. Do not add too much of water. When you make the batter, it should be thick in consistency. Only then you can make the pesarattu like dosa. Just a dosa batter consistency. Look at that. Okay, no need of fermenting like how we do typically for dosa. Pesarattu does not need fermenting, so I'm just going to keep it aside for a few minutes until I make chutney. Now let's go ahead and start working on the chutney. So the first chutney that I'm going to do is peanut tomato chutney. For this, I have taken about 3 large tomatoes, which I have cut into small pieces, and then here I've taken 1 cup of peanuts. And also taken here some tamarind. You can adjust the tamarind according to your taste. Some green chilies, again according to your taste, and a little bit of ginger and garlic, 3 to 4 cloves of garlic and a small piece of ginger. And then we'll need coriander leaves and curry leaves. First we're going to saute all this and then grind into a smooth paste. Into a pan I have added 1 tablespoon of oil. Once it heats up, I have added the peanuts and roast it until it becomes slightly golden brown, and then keep it aside. Now to this I'm going to add the tamarind, ginger garlic and the green chilies. Be mindful when you stand close to the stove after adding the green chilies, because sometimes it can burst. And once it's slightly roasted, just remove it. You don't have to brown it. It has to be slightly roasted, that's all. Now into this I'm going to add the tomatoes. And then you will cook it until the tomatoes become soft and the liquid is completely dried off. Like so. See, the tomatoes have become soft and all the liquids that it has released is completely dried off. Now you will let all these ingredients cool, and then once it's cold you're going to grind it into a very smooth paste. I'm setting aside the curry leaves for tempering later. And then I'm going to add the coriander leaves. You have to grind it together with peanuts and tomatoes. It gives a different taste, so you don't have to saute the coriander leaves. And while grinding, do not add too much of water, just a little bit of water, and make it into a smooth thick paste. I also added salt to it. Now for the tempering, I've taken here 1 teaspoon of oil. Once the oil heats up, to this I'm going to add the tempering seeds, which includes mustard seeds, zira seeds, as well as fenugreek seeds. And once it becomes slightly brown, I'm going to add dry red chili and then a pinch of hing. Turn off the stove and then add the curry leaves. And add this tempering to the chutney that you have ground earlier. So that's it. Chutney number 1 is ready. It's a delicious tomato peanut chutney. The next chutney is a typical coconut chutney that you get in hotels. Classic chutney that goes well with idlis too. So here I have taken 1 cup of coconut, some curry leaves, half cup of puri kadala or putnal pappu, and then some garlic, just 3 cloves. Okay, make sure when you take garlic, just a very small amount you have to take. This is a very mild garlic, that's why I have taken here 3. If you don't like the garlic taste, please reduce it to 1. And then some tamarind and 2 to 3 green chilies. I've added here 1 teaspoon of oil, to which first I'm going to add the green chilies and roast it. Always when we make chutneys, it's better if we roast the green chilies, otherwise it will have a very raw and sometimes bitter flavor. So I've just put the lid on top because sometimes green chilies can burst. So once it becomes slightly roasted, I'm going to remove it from the oil, and the same oil I'm going to use to do the tempering. Here into the oil I have added 1 teaspoon of the tempering seeds. Once it's become slightly brown, I'm going to add the curry leaves. And then I'm going to set this tempering aside till we grind all our rest of the ingredients. So in the mixie jar, I'm going to add all the ingredients, including the curry leaves, putnal pappu, the garlic, tamarind, and the coconut and green chilies, and grind it into a thick paste. Add enough amount of salt. Look at the consistency of the chutney. It has to be thick. Do not add too much of water and make it runny. Okay, now I'm going to add the tempering to this. It's a delicious chutney. It's one of my favorite chutneys. So it's very nostalgic, the hotel chutneys. So this is one of them. Mix it well, and these two chutneys go excellent with pesarattu. Okay, now we'll start making the pesarattu. Here I have taken one large onions which I have chopped into small pieces, and then some green chilies. Add green chilies according to the taste, and oil. And that's our pesarattu batter. Now to the pan, I'm going to first add a little bit of oil, and with a tissue paper I am going to spread it around. It's best if you have a non-stick dosa pan to use the non-stick dosa pan. And to this I'm going to add the pesarattu batter and make it into a thin dosa like so. And then I'm going to add the finely chopped onions on top of it. Add the oil to the sides. Now when it becomes brown on the bottom, fold it. And your pesarattu is ready. If you like the onions to be caramelized, there is another way of doing it. That is flipping the dosa so that the onions become a little more caramelized and it gives a different flavor. See how I'm doing? I'm going to pat a little bit on the top so that the onions don't fall off when you're flipping. So that's the dosa. It has become brown, and I'm going to flip it to the other side like so, and leave it there for 2 to 3 minutes until the onions get caramelized or browned. So your beautiful pesarattu is ready. Delicious. So give it a try and let me know if you like it. I will come back with one more such delicious dish. So keep watching, share the video, and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.